Great plan, by the way. She got an adjustment where now when the Lord of Hell dies, she immediately gets a turn. That's pretty great for her. I would say that Liliana is one of the most unique monsters in the game, and the reason why she's like so early in the video is because realistically, this doesn't impact that many people. At the time of recording, Liliana and the rest of the Devil Maidens have only been in the game for a little while, so I don't think many people have had the opportunity to play with her. Now, will this be the thing that puts Liliana on the map? Maybe not, but I feel like she's like right there, dude, from being really cool. Benedict is also getting a little adjustment. He's losing that clause at the end of his passive that restricts when he can ignore effects that resist death. This is a great little change for Benedict. It kind of shows that the devs are taking this effect and giving it out more freely. They're not really restricting it to if-then situations anymore, and now he can just go straight through things like Triana passives or anything else that's trying to protect units from dying right away. Next, Thomas the Wind Lollipop Warrior is also the only Lollipop Warrior. Instead of just stripping, now he steals a buff from the enemy target. Now, realistically, this is cool. It's not necessarily huge, but I wanted to mention him because I think Thomas is better than people remember. If you happen to have a Thomas, or you're just sitting on a ton of ancient coins that you're aching to spend, you might want to revisit his abilities and just son of a dude, can you see that this fly is like, he just landed on my eyelid? Where's this You should take a look at some of his skills because he's probably a little bit better than you remember him being. Fastest monster in the game besides Leo in game. Regarding base speed only. Oh god, it's getting longer and longer. What is this kid's name? Oh, Kid. Baby Goat is now getting some attack bar reduction on everybody except the individual that he targets. And this change is probably going to make him feel even more like the Veronica Chiwu mix that he's meant to feel like. At least to me, that's what he's meant to feel like. Also, did you see that a baby goat is a kid? All right, now we're getting into the juicy stuff. The Water Slayer is getting his passive changed around a bit. Now, whenever allies attack monsters with destroyed HP, the amount of damage they deal is going to scale proportionately to the amount of HP destroyed. Borgnine's already really good at stacking on that destroyed HP, but now this is just a generally good buff to destroy runes, so long as you're including the Water Slayer on your comp. Now it might behoove you to rune a couple units on destroy just to increase the amount of damage your allies are dealing. I personally really like the way that they're shifting the passive to be more aggressive rather than defensive, but we'll see how it holds up given some time. Oh no, no, they made another Raccoony. I don't know, maybe that's a little overblown. Angela the Wind Pudding Princess is now going to remove 2 debuffs at the start of her turn instead of 1, but this one also reflects damage. A lot of people, including myself, are already using Angela in RTA, and this change is going to make her even more viable. Especially now that she could fill the role of some of those auto-cleanse units that you'd kind of be replacing with her normally. Gianna is getting a buff. I didn't think that I'd see it happen, but here we are. Gianna now has an AoE stun, regardless of if people have buffs on. You guys are gonna have to tell me what you think of this one in the comments, but I imagine Gianna owners are really thrilled because that means that their skill 3 is finally gonna do something.
Good unit again.
Oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sona's War. My name's Come to Us Evan. With me today, it's Stoic. What's up, Stoic?
What's going on, Evan? How we doing, dude? You know, it's SWC season, and it's a pretty exciting, it's a lot of fun season and time to be in, like, the Summoner's War universe, so I'm all hyped up. I'm having a good time. I had a great time last night. We had an amazing Summoner's War stream. I feel like I'm not able to say that enough. And we had a great stream last night.
I'm so glad. I'm glad that you had a good time. I am also excited for the season. SWC is like, it's got me stoked this year. We've got a lot of players to keep our eyes on too. And that's why it felt incumbent on us to do a Road to SWC stream, because Stoic and I are also we're going to be commentating a broadcast coming up this late Friday night if you're in my time zone, or early Saturday morning if you're not in my time, if you're in Stoic's time zone.
Yeah, real early.
Really early. What's going on, chat? I see Benny's there. Aurelio, what's up? Typhoon, Wildy Fong, welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream. So I figure what we're gonna do is we'll probably spend a little bit of time reviewing some of the cup, or rather some of the prelims for the different cups right now. I've got the Asia preliminary up, and Stoic, you were talking about how Gargar is definitely a player to keep our eyes on, right?
Exactly. Now, I believe this is his first appearance here in SWC. I can't recall if he's been in a prelims before, and then got knocked out, but he's qualified. You know, it's going to be awesome. Looking forward to watching more of him when he makes it into the APAC final. He did phenomenal to go from getting knocked down to the loser bracket and then to just playing incredibly throughout all of it. And not just incredibly, but uniquely. You know, there's a lot of interesting decisions he made here. His draft style was commendable, dare I say. He did incredible. It was a lot of fun watching Gargar.
I love the term commendable. That's awesome. Hey, Hiroshin, welcome to the chat. Angry Poopy Pants. What's going on, everybody? I'm glad you guys made it to stream today. I see he's drafting the Raj and the Masha. Oh, I just glazed over that. For like the twin angels, what I try to do to shorten their names, because they're so long, I take Ramael and Judaya, and I just take the first letter of each word. I'm just like R-A-J, Raj.
I always forget the Ramael part, and I know the Judaya, so it's like the R and Judaya, whoever that is. So just water.
So I call the water one I call Raj, and then I forget what I refer to the other ones as, but you see them less frequently, so it doesn't matter as much.
Yep.
What's up, Ming? How are you? And Camilo, what's up, guys? So he's already playing. Gargar is on the left for reference, by the way, guys. So already playing Masha. We only see a piece of the Holy Trinity in the Velajuel, the newly buffed Gianna, who I was just complimenting before the stream started.
I know, Gianna. It's a great unit now. You know, I think even some people say, like, it's so good, there's a chance it might be on a balance patch and not for good reasons.
I think she really needed it, actually. Like, I imagine, I'm not a Gianna owner, but I had a feeling that it would really feel bad to only have a skill that works like turn one, right? Unless they brought like some kind of immunity. It's like, that kind of feels bad.
Yeah, I know. Imagine owning a Gurkha.
Oh, imagine. Oh my goodness, dude. Rip. Sorry, guys. Kiwi's saying, I just popped my blessing. Should I pick Praha or the Water Indra? It's kind of a tough question. I think Praha's probably more generally good, but if you're running if you really like control comps, then I could see you picking the Water Indra because it's so sick. But I think Praha would even work well in a control comp, actually. So yeah, pick Praha.
Yep. Praha works really great in this bruiser meta. Just a super fun, really easy to use, and you're able to utilize her so well with not just that heal on the third, but the sleep with the third as well. Like just a super great unit. It really is.
So something that I noticed about Gargar going in is that his draft is it skews more aggressive, but it's definitely balanced. You know, there's not really any true support aside from Velajuel's skill 3. You know, and when I say support, I mean healing. But it's he has a lot more damage output than his opponent here, Gargar.
Yeah, I am not a fan of the Bulwark pick by Chow. You know, I think Make It a Bud said it best way back in 2019, was it's really tough to play a unit where you're reliant on your opponent doing something. You know what I mean? So it's if they have the ability to not push buttons and get immunity up there when you're waiting on stacks. I get it, there's a Masher on the field. Really not much you can do about that. But it's tough to introduce a unit like that and want it to perform well when you're basing it off your opponent having a little bit of game.
What you just touched on is actually why the light Yennefer wasn't very good, and how she's her whole kit is reliant on your opponent doing something, and it's a very specific something. So it's they could just not do it. What's up, Estella Maki? Welcome.
Yep.
So
yeah, exactly.
I agree with you. It's Bulwark, especially here, it's hard to bring him, but he can occasionally pump out the damage. Look at that, he just took out the Oliver, but I agree with you that it's a little bit of a stagnant pick.
And I think Water Twin Angels is so great. That insane utility of having just so many skills at your disposal is so wild. Offering a 24 speed lead, of course. Just a really, really solid unit, and it's coming across as a must-have for tournament play to have Water Twins in your wheelhouse.
Wow, the proc from the Bulwark there was actually pretty sick. Steal the buff, get the 5 stacks, proc, drain HP, that is pretty good. So I guess if you had to describe to me how Gargar likes to differentiate his draft from stuff that we normally see, what would you describe it as?
I mean, this is going to be a Masha showcase in this first match. Masha is going to be super, super powerful here. I guess I would say like diverse. If I had to like really give something to Gargar, he had a very, very diverse draft, and just like showcasing some niche LD Nat 5s like here and there. Like we saw the Gianna here. We're going to see something later on that he actually didn't play in any of his matches leading up to this point here. I mean, look at this is what I mean by like Ulverk though. Like there's 2 fire units on the other side. Shouldn't a water unit thrive? I don't know. Like
yes,
I'm just not a big fan of. Like how many people are running like a crit rate Bulwark or even like you don't do a crit rate Bulwark. You don't do
even a more. I would have preferred even a more here instead. Yeah. Mega says, yay, the dynamic duo. Weasel says, yo, what's up, Evan and Stoic? It's been a while. Welcome back, Weasel. Yeah, this is definitely a situation where like Masha's gonna land 1 or 2 crits on water and it's gonna be absolutely devastating.
And Masha's known to be that elemental king where she will land those defense breaks and she will crit.
She's just like Theomars. Like she's on that list of units that have like Theomars as passive. That would make a funny video actually. It's like 5 units that have Theomars as passive. Secret.
Yeah,
secretly.
Bro science. It's bro science.
It's bro science.
What units have bro science passives? And
yeah,
Masha
exactly.
has one of them.
Masha's got it. You know, the meme was Perna had it, right? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's the meme. And so to elaborate a little further, guys, as folks kind of trickle into the stream here, we have the China qualification match this Friday night. It's at 9 p.m. Pacific time, or you know, very, very early in the morning if you're in Stoic's time zone. And by the end of it, we're going to have we're going to have another ticket punch for Japan for the World Finals, actually. So this is a big one. This is actually what I would call probably the first big like event for SWC.
Yeah, China does not do a prelims. They do 1 tournament. Everyone, you know, goes to qualify, and that's it. So you're going to see some big names in this tournament coming here. You know, there's your returning champion Les, your returning champion Taz as well. So be ready to watch those guys play. Obviously, you know, Les having 2 SWC World Final Championships under his belt, and he's going to be looking for his 3rd. And then we've got Towers, who's going to be looking for, you know, his 2nd. So we'll see if both those guys are able to qualify. I feel like when it comes to throwing down your votes to who you think is going to make it as you know, to the world final, like a lot of people probably going to be voting on Les or even Taz.
Myself included, to be honest. And they are, yeah, they're remarkable players, but Les frequently surprises me actually. And as you'd expect a world champion to do. So if you wanted to place a safe bet in the prediction event, that would probably be the place to put your vote.
Yep. Naturally, you know what I mean? Like, how can we guide you wrong when they have like such credentials behind their names?
So I'm gonna pause this really quick just so that we can see like the rates on Chow at the bottom there. 7 wins, 8 losses. Looks like it's sub 50%. But when he's good, he's good. You know, it's like I don't know if.
Thing.
Yeah, it's like
it's exactly what you're saying. Is like when he's good, he's so good. I don't know if I would have taken a Chow where Gaga took his Chow here, but you're taking Chow. So do you ever remember when you look at a draft and you just last pick slam down 2 water units because it just does so well? They drafted like 2 to 3 fire units, and you're like, he can't handle the Chow here. I feel like that's where Chow's making his way into drafts, where it's like he's not showcasing a lot of damage, and Chow's going to take advantage of that.
Yes, and also in a situation like this, where it's like there's just a Shizuka on the other side, you can think of him as a mini Juno that deals damage, because he cleanses himself at the start of his turn. Like he doesn't do a full cleanse, but he removes debuffs at the start of his turn. So it's like, I love him here. You just ban the Sonia, and in theory, you coast through with the, you know, not the rather the Doman notwithstanding, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And I learned a little bit more about Chow last night, because you know, Chow's, you know, coming into so many more drafts now. I was under the impression it's still a crit damage build. You still want to have crit rates so that you're critting here. And I was like, Chow just needs a bunch of HP so that he's super, super tanky and really difficult to handle. Everybody was telling me that you run lower HP, lower defense, lots of attack power, and you proc the Nemesis, and then you're cleansing and healing yourself.
So
that's what I was learning.
So you're saying instead you should rune him super tanky, so he's just hard to. where does the damage come from?
No, so I'm still running it as a 30k build, but my original build was or build idea was 40k HP or plus.
Yeah.
So more than 40k on a crit damage build, 90, 95 crit rate because there's so much stats and defense, trying to get as much attack power as possible. But the idea is that you want his HP to fluctuate so that it pushes down. We're proccing Nemesis, we're getting attack.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then we're healing, and then we're cleansing, and then that same process goes over again. Obviously, if you're gonna play a Chow like this, Diana's wicked scary.
It sounds
Diana's
really
gonna
dangerous.
provide a lot of danger, a lot of power there in that. But
so
yes.
if you're gonna like kind of ride that fine line with Chow, you really got to bring him into drafts exclusively where they pick a lot of fire, where you're punishing them for not banning it, because that is
not
a dangerous.
Always a lot of fire, because we saw this match right here where we saw Sekhmet, Dumon, Shizuka. They're just not showcasing a lot of damage. Where Chow's kind of safe. You know what I mean? Chow's dead right now, but Chow was kind of safe because he's.
But
like,
ignore that he's dead. Pretend he's
ignore
not
the
dead.
fact that I did state I thought Chow was like a little earlier. I like Chow on like that 5th pick range, especially if your opponent has first pick and you get the no, you have first pick and you get the last 2 picks. Chow and X is like a great opportunity to draft him there, because you're like dropping in 2 units where it's like, dang, this is really difficult to get rid of these last 2 guys in like a pivot bruiser play. So I didn't like where Chow was drafted here. But nevertheless, like Chow is still like a very, very good unit. He is something to worry about. And it's awesome seeing him get this kind of spotlight, because Chow kind of fell off. Like I remember the last time I heard like Chow being amazing goes back to like Mobile Masters, watching Fua win with a Chow. Like, you know, we're dating way back now for when Chow was really exciting and in like a very good pick.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So Poetic Execution says, wow, is that Stoic? It is Stoic. I'm happy to report that is Stoic. Camilo says, you know who wins over Chow? Leica. Oh, dude, Leica. Leica, guaranteed. Leica wins. I've beaten so many Chows with Leica. That's the one exception.
Yeah, Leica solos right now, like anybody who's single tag it, he's still a really, really good pick. A lot of people still drafting a Leica for that reason. And you could draft a Fire Gojo in the same position you draft a Leica, but Leica's probably a little bit better.
Yeah, that's true. But but you totally could. Actually, dude, a Leica on Despair. Make him 2017 Leica again? Dude.
That's why I think Fire Gojo's in the conversation, Evan. We have a skill one that hits twice, I think, for stun, and then a defense break on second skill. So it's like Leica's really good because he has the solo potential, where it's like, dang, Leica's going to be really problematic to try and kill. Fire Gojo has not just the solo potential, but hey, I want to help my boys out by providing stuns and providing defense breaks for the team. You know what I mean? So like Fire Gojo, there is a realm where he has value, even though I think the defense break is very inconsistent and the stun just doesn't happen. That all aside,
we all have our healthy criticism, but you know, we love him regardless. Oh, J-Mac is here, by the way. What's up, J-Mac?
Hey,
J-Mac's in Twitch. What's up, Jeff? How are you, dude? Okay, so here is, oh wow, so here's the win rate for Masha. Does that say 31.1? Tell me about, what does that say there?
That's not a great win rate for
5 wins?
For Masha. I don't know. Maybe just Masha doesn't have a really good showing right now because of all the pivoting, which I guess would kind of explain that, because like I feel like water pivots are really, really good right now. Miles has only gotten better. Chow's only gotten better, and we're seeing a lot more of those units. Dude, let's bring up Gaga real quick. Like, we go Vanessa, and then he goes Masha, Gapsu. You know what I mean? Like, this is like the pivots where it's like, where's his head at right now? Because this is so wild to see, like, where he is, like, throwing his draft here. He's all over the place, but it's great. It's working for him. I think he's just a super exciting player. Ban on Chow. That's how good Chow is.
Yeah, look at that. That's a respect ban on Chow. Yeah, he's doing a good job of mixing in those, like, turn 1 units, like the Gianna, like the speedy monsters like Masha, and then he's also bringing in like these bruiser monsters like Vanessa and Gapsu. The dude's like kind of, he's crafting this semi-strange comp with a lot of synergy. It's cool to watch.
Got some guildies in chat here. What's going on, Abe?
J-Max says, who's excited for NA gameplay? Oh, dude, I am. I'm very excited. Very excited. Stoic's excited too.
Super excited. See, we sets up that defense break.
I didn't realize I missed a question from Estella Maki. Thank you, Motive. Thank you.
Violent Chandra. People are still doing Violent Chandra.
I am still doing a Violent Chandra.
You're still doing it. We got to get you on the Despair Chandra. Listen, that skill 1 doesn't stun like it used to. You're
right.
Need help. The proc is going to be worse. But not just that, but the Violent Runes, being able to put those Violent Runes on other units where, you know, Chandra has to hold a really nice set on him. So.
You know, that's true, because I actually, a new toy unit that I wanted to play with was going to be the Wind Nobara. I wanted to put her on a Violent set, Violent Nem, so that way she could like take some turns quick, proc, and just do a casual 30% across the board at the start of her turn. I thought that sounded pretty awesome. So that would be a good excuse if I was to take my Chandra off Violent. It would open up a set for her.
Yes, yeah, definitely would. Dude, I want that Wind Nobara so bad.
She
seems... As a bruiser, as a thickest of boys, I need to have one of those.
I was just going to say, she seems like she would be really good for your comp as an answer to like those, specifically those heavy debuff comps, you know? Or incidentals, to be honest.
These new units, they're going to be on a balance patch. You know what I mean? Like, every time we introduce these units, they're going to see a balance patch, like, later on. And you want to have these where, like, their foundations, like, we already talked about this. The foundations of all the Jujutsu Kaisen units, stat-wise, phenomenal. We have usable leader skills. We have a great foundation of skills that can do great things. I know maybe not a lot of people are, like, super hyped up about, like, none of them being, like, so good that you got to have this unit. It's going to change your gameplay. It's going to, you know, swap up the meta. But the foundation that we have right now for a bounce patch to hit these Jujutsu Kaisen units, we could be looking at something great.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a survey for the stream, by the way, for the folks asking. And somebody in chat also asked, shouldn't the team with Chandra up top, so Chovi's team, shouldn't they out-heal and just kind of auto-win on the side? I don't think it's as easy as like an auto-win. They may win this game. Like, you're right that the odds are, you know, the heal might scale well into the game. But I will say that, like, they're in a difficult spot where they can't really kill the Masha, because if they kill Masha with Vanessa's third skill online, it's going to come back on top of the beast. And that provides a lot of longevity and sustained damage. So, like,
they
as
said
you can
something
see,
really important in that statement.
what did they say?
Out-heal, and then there's a Gapsu on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
Gapsu's like, out-heal. Oh, no.
Yeah,
he's loving it. Gapsu's like, Gapsu's going to town.
He loves the heals.
To be afraid of.
Oh, I just realized that I interrupted myself earlier, and I forgot to mention, like, so the Wind Nobara, good against heavy debuff comps, but I low-key think that she'd be good enough just up against, like, a Chandra. Or, I'm sorry, not a Chandra, a Cigar, up against a Cigar that provokes. Yep. Like, if she wakes up and has, like, 2 turns of provoke on her, like, I think that's enough, you know?
Dude, imagine Wind Nobara, Seimei, I'm healing, we're dealing damage, like, give me the debuffs. I will take them all. I will take them all, and it's going to be great.
So I actually made, what, was this a video? I think I just did a video recently. It was like the collab Nat 4s ranked for like all the collaborations, not JJK, like basically the ones that have original monsters. And in there, I brought up the idea of like having a full comp now. I think we have enough units in the game, at least LD ones, where you could actually make a comp that is solely wanting to have debuffs on. So like between the Dark Poison Master, the Dark Dhalsim, you mentioned Seimei for heals. Then there's also Jessica, the Light Devil Maiden. Ongiyuki wants to be stunned, like all of this stuff. Like you can kind of synergize this and now win Nobara.
So what you're saying is we need a team that is built to receive it.
Built to receive. This sounds like your calling. This is your calling. Oh man,
this is my calling.
Yes. Oh, and even bigger Martha beat me to it there. So Jessica, I have her, and I love that she just keeps it. I completely agree. I think it's so cool that Jessica is so interesting to me because like, there's nothing you can do. She's immune to oblivion. That's crazy. Yeah, that's
my calling.
That is your calling, dude. That's the next thing for you. We gotta get you on this. We'll get you a Wind Nobara, and the rest will come. So look at that, all guys. Right. So just to go back to the comment, because I did like it, and I'm not meaning to call it out as, but like, you know, in theory, it's like a Bellio provided quite a bit of heals, but Gargar drafted really well. He played the Gapsu. Gapsu heals. He also feeds off of enemy healing, right, Stoic?
Yep, exactly. He ate it up, man. He really, really did. And for someone who has like a Gianna, to see him like open like that with that style of draft, like showcasing a Gapsu so quickly. It was like so strange. Like, well done, man.
Yeah,
Great
and
mindset.
also
He's
like
got seeing the future here.
And I wanted to repeat too that like it was kind of weird because Masha was in the game like the whole time, but she was dismounted the whole time because it's like you can't kill her. She comes back on top of the beast. So it was that was a hard spot for them to be in. So I've got another game with Gargar here because I know that he was one of the players that we wanted to highlight.
This is his third match. Is this round 3? So his final?
I think so.
I'm trying
Day
to, like, think of
2,
how many people we played.
lower round 2, match 1.
So he has one more match after this one, I think.
So he pre-banned Zabala.
Interesting pre-ban on the Zabala. You know what? Because Ciara Zabala is getting so much attention for a Gianna player, and he's taking that Gianna away from Gargar. Oh my God, he's bringing that holy trinity right there. That is super nice. So I mean, how is a Ciara not dropping from Juan at this point?
Whoa!
You know?
Look at that. 5 wins, 1 loss with the Han. So this is a tough one.
But he's still choosing to speed fight here. We've got 33 speed lead Ethna. He wants to interrupt. I want to say that I can't remember if this was a Swift Vertiheal. It could be, you know, triple revenge, you know, of course. Monato's such a good swing piece right here. I like that a lot.
Snoopspar real quick asked a side question. Why is no one looking at Dorothy? She's honestly worse than a 2-star. You know, that's a good question. Why the eyes aren't on Dorothy.
Dorothy's got some action, to be honest with you. Like, I've actually taken L's from Dorothy. I think Dorothy's a lot better than a 2-star.
What is her kit? What is her kit? Look
I
like?
believe it's all destroyed HP, is it not?
Dude, that synergizes with the Water Slayer. Guys, I'm pushing this agenda recently that like I think the Water Slayer's recent buff actually like makes a lot of things reasonable or valid to draft. Because like all of a sudden the light Bayek, the light Desert Warrior, got better. You know, it's anything that destroys HP can suddenly work well with him. Fire Yuji can work well with him too. Oh my God, we got the Veramos drafted. Veramos kind of suffers to the attack bar reduction here, so I'm wondering if he's banning the monkey.
Yeah, but I think Gargar went total counter. Like, there's just so much counter here.
So this looks like it would be admittedly kind of tough for Gargar because like where Veramos falters is to the combination of attack bar reduction and slow and stun, and that's exactly what Juan has kind of presented here. So let's see what he wants to do. Let's see if Etna can kind of get rid of one of the problems early, because...
Yeah, Dorothy is the destroying HP monster. I really couldn't sit here and tell you how to rune a Dorothy, but I definitely think Dorothy is a lot better than a 2-star monster. It felt like it was like a bruiser cleave the way Dorothy was being used when I had trouble against her. I even went out of my way to ban it because I think I pulled this person a second time. I think there's a lot of not great LD Nat 5s that are made a lot worse when there's a certain rune quality or even just how it's being drafted that makes the unit feel even worse. But Dorothy is not a carrying unit. Dorothy is something that you're kind of drafting around. So like you're using Dorothy because you're aiming to do X, Y, Z. And you really have to know what you're doing to utilize the Dorothy.
For instance, if you're using the Water Slayer, perhaps.
Exactly, yeah. You don't just draft Water Slayer and you're like, oh man, Water Slayer sucks. But if you're trying to do something, Water Slayer can be pretty good.
Yeah, I've actually seen a couple replays. It's like, you know, I say it like as if I'm saying it half in jest, but I really am kind of excited about the change that he got. Wow, oh my God, Gargar did so well that game. Also, the Kitian Desheng resisted everything, but it was like that was insanely well done by Gargar. I don't know how he did that.
I wasn't looking, but was that a triple revenge Vertiheal or was it fast?
I don't think Verd ever took a turn, actually.
Okay, I don't even know if Verd was left on the field. I think the Verd probably died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's the match again.
Yeah, I just backed it up a little bit so that way we could see what's going on. Because first he got stunned by the Han. The Minato kind of made the Han sort of useless in a way. Like that's hard to say, but it made him lose his third skill basically because the way that the turns worked, right? Like Minato went, his passive activated, he has threat state on. So now when it comes to Han, he has to use his third skill on Minato, which was a real bummer for him. And there you go. So that's game one.
And definitely, and as that draft like unravels for Juan on the other side of the field, who drafted all the LD Nat 5s, Gianna Han, Neftis, Wunsa, like that comes across as like one of those comps where it's like, how do I win? He has a perfect synergy comp, but like these counter picks, Minato, probably a triple revenge Verg, and he scared him with going 33 speed lead Ethna, like as an interrupter like that. There's a lot of danger and there's a lot to worry about when, you know, someone's drafting this insane LD Nat 5 comp. So like I give so much credit for Gaga for busting out the right units to draft in that.
And one other thing I wanted to point out about that too is I don't think I really thought about how effective Minato is at just disrupting single target damage dealers. Because it's like if you just happen to get his passive to accident or to like kind of accidentally trigger, like all of a sudden they could lose their big burst of damage there. Like that was really interesting because like I normally think of Minato as just like a damage dealer that makes people think a little differently. But like, man, he just like disrupted that Han so bad.
Yeah, I don't think of Minato, for me, he's not a damage dealer, he's a disruptor. He's whatever you're trying to do, Minato just threw a wrench at it. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, now I have to do all of this, and you're getting smacked up by this unit that you're also now forced to hit because of Dread State.
He's irritating. I like him a lot. Yeah. He's very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Snoop Spar says, Minato is my most favorite monster currently. He's such a good unit, and he counters tons of monsters. Clearly, yeah, clearly he does. And
I feel bad. I had it, Evan. I had the Minato, and it was during our event where we got to pick a Nat 5. Oh, and the Water Twin Angels was just so good at the time.
So alluring. Yeah.
Yep. And I swapped my Minato out because I had the Minato for like, what, a week or 2 weeks or something like that. I'm like, dang, I'm not using this thing enough. And Thompson was like, dude, you should have picked the Water Twin Angels. It's so good right now. And it was like during like Summit or something like that, Water Twin Angels getting action in Summit. And I was like, damn, I'm going to swap the Minato out and go Water Twin Angels.
Oh, no. Dude, look at this, by the way. Gargar, an innovator, using Gingerbrave, Thomas, the Wind Lollipop Warrior, or, you know, the Wind Gingerbrave.
Yeah.
The only Lollipop Warrior. I've said this a few times on videos recently that have been on the channel. This unit is a lot better than you remember him being, myself included. Like I would recommend going back and just checking out his kit because he's received like a couple buffs now, and all of a sudden he's actually like a little bit good, I would say.
Yeah, he is gonna come off a little bit like you know when a Sekhmet misses third skill at the beginning of the match, you almost feel like you can already click the bottom left. You know, Thomas is gonna feel like that a little bit. You know, maybe even more so because you know I think Sekhmet's got a better kit there. But yeah, he is getting a lot more action now though. But this is what I mean about Gargar. His mind. It's like this dude's all over the place drafting things. Because I bring this up in SWC every year, Thompson. The more Evan, the more you confuse your opponent, or the more you make your opponent think, like you're only doing yourself a favor here. You know?
Yeah, Gargar is like clearly thinking as if he's playing in RTA season 31. Like he's already a season ahead of people right now. Like this is so cool seeing him use like Gingerbrave, a unit that most people would probably say is not that great. Like he does a 2-turn reset now. He puts your skill on 2 turns, so you can't even proc out of it. It's very cool to watch him use this, and it's functioned as if like you want. Honestly, this is how you want your Gingerbrave to perform. This is the average performance, right? You want him to nail turn 1, you want him to get a stun, and then he's gonna miss one, but it isn't the game-defining one. Like literally this series of plays is how you want him to perform on average, and I think it's pretty sick. What can I say?
Yep, exactly. You know, this guy's got such a great way of drafting. He's making his opponents work. You know what I mean? He's doing so well. I really look forward to him in the final. Me too. It's a good continuation of what we were talking about with Minato. You want to make your opponent jump through as many hoops as possible to get their strategy online. And that's kind of what we're going to. You're making these interactions that we used to think were so easy into puzzles for your opponent. And now they're wasting time trying to figure out how to get their combo off. Yep. And he's drafting these crazy teams. He's playing up against someone who's gone and drafted the Wunsahan, these crazy LD Nat 5s, Nephthys. There's so much to worry about when it comes to LD Nat 5s. And Gargar's over here drafting regular
a Ginger Brave.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Free to play, regular element units, Veramoss, like
yeah. Oh my
cool
god.
to see what he's utilizing in these drafts.
No, dude, you're
gotta
so
give
right.
This guy so much credit, man.
For real.
He really is drafting so well.
I love it. Wow, this is the most normal, like, first 2 picks we've seen Gargar take. Like, most current meta standard. Oh man, is that a Julian over there? Is that what that is?
Like, look at him drop in these random like, you would think he doesn't have any LD Nat 5s. I think your original thought was like, gotta take the Gianna away from this player. He has a Gianna. And then this dude's drafting just like really unique stuff. We're seeing a Narsha coming out of nowhere with Nana, so obviously he thinks he's going to be going really, really fast, setting up a defense break, and then Narsha's going to eliminate something from the field. Juan dropping in just some really toxic LD Nat 5s. We've got Julianne, we've got Eleanor, who's coming into the picture. A lot of people playing Eleanor. Look forward to seeing Eleanor in SWC America's Cup as well. Gianna, so good right now, and I feel like so many people, like, if we're just looking at the foundation of units, you got to give, like, the victories to Juan. Yeah. But that's not what's happening here. We've got just such unique drafting coming out of Gargar.
Oh wow, Gargar's taking his time with this. So he opts for the Hagang to kind of dodge the strip from Gianna to also be able to deal with the Eleanor's immunity and stuff. Great ban from Juan and also good ban from Gargar. So what's with Eleanor coming into the limelight right now, Stoic? Why are people starting to gravitate towards her?
I think it's the anti-crit, lots of healing. Unicorn form for what is this? The you hit to get revenge buff, and like it's got really good scaling right now, so it feels like it's doing some pretty good damage. But like Eleanor is getting a lot of action. I haven't personally ran into it, but I think it's because of this bruiser pivot that Eleanor's feeling really, really good, where you're able to like slow down all this bruisery damage.
That's a good explanation, honestly, because that's exactly what she does. She slows it down. You know, I think because so many units are coming out that auto crit, or they're getting buffed to automatically crit. I mean, just off the top of my head, we've got the new Fire Yuji, we've got Byung-chul, we've got Chandra and the Beast Monks, right? So it's like anti-crit is like seeming worse and worse over time. Mm-hmm. But in situations like this, where there are no auto critting units in play, then I think it's fine.
Yeah, we're also in a time. What I forget what this term. Every time I talk about this term, I can't remember what the term is. Power creep. We're in this like crazy like power creeping meta where it's like if something only defense breaks, it's not good. If something only heals, it's not good. So it's like you need a unit to bring lots of utility to a draft, and that's why Velasagar, Chandra are so good, because we've got strips on skill 1s, we've got very unique skill 2s where they're doing more than just one thing, in third skills that are doing more than one thing, because like Chandra's third is slowing the opponent's an AoE hit, pushing up attack bar for your team. Like, we're looking for just to cover the basics and some, and Eleanor is one of those units that, you know, adds lots to a draft and not just like one thing, because it's not like a you know, Amelia, where it's like I get immunity up all the time and I can throw up a defense buff that cleanses. Like, I mean, it sounds like that does a lot too, but I feel like Eleanor's offering just a little bit more to the draft.
Yeah, I totally understand the sentiment of what you're saying. You know what's so funny to me? This is a slight detour, but like about the current state of Summoner's War, and like if we wanted to use the word power creep for this example, the power creeping monsters are all old units. Like Velajul, we got Chandra, the Beast Monks, we've got we got Eleanor. These are all old units. Even Gianna getting a buff. It's very funny to me that Summoner's War is like that, where they'll kind of just go through phases of like, oh, let's see what we can do to kind of tune up the Beast Monks. Let's see what we can do to mess with the Archangels. I love that.
I think this is like, I feel like we're going to get super off topic now.
Yeah, I know, like, we got to be careful.
Why Summoner's War is like, in my opinion, no matter how frustrated and aggravated and angry I get with this game, Evan, Summoner's War is in a really good place. Like, is there a time where people should be like, yeah, I'm not going to summon right now? Well, it's like, if you're missing anything, like, honestly, there's never, you should always be summoning. Like, it's the name of the game for a reason. Because if you're missing old things, these old things are still good things. Like, you don't know what a balance patch can do. And no matter what monster, you know, LD Nat 5, regular Nat 5 it is, like, it's probably going to be viable one day. I said it in chat today. I don't know what chat I was in, but some dude was in there. He's like, I can't stand it that Trinity keeps getting dodged. 33 speed lead, nothing. Horrible unit. Just wait. 2032, 2, balance patch, Trinity will be great. 33 speed lead. Don't worry, it'll happen. I don't know when.
It's
but,
coming. Who knows?
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Summoners War is in a really good place. We've got
I'm glad to hear you
lots
say
of
that.
viable units right now.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, Stoic, and I completely agree. I think that there's a lot of things that make it in that state, but I think one of the philosophies that's contributed to it is that, like, they don't just drop new units and they destroy the meta for the most part. Outside of it's more like let's reevaluate. Let's see how we can help these units that are like from a long time ago. Like, these units haven't had a chance to shine. Let's help. Shiho is still getting buffed. We can stop buffing Shiho. He's fine, It's like, that's an example for me. It's like,
There's definitely one of the. And who's making it to that list as well? It's like Josephine. Enough. Like, Josephine was good. Stop putting into a balance patch to make it better. Like,
I know.
It's been good. There's nothing wrong with her. She is a problematic unit. Get her off the balance patch. No more Josephine buffs.
I'm with it. So that's another clean win for Gargar. From the preliminaries. Would you be interested in checking out the Europe side for a little bit? Should I scooch forward and we look at? Oh, we've got one more game from Gargar here too, but we could go over to EU. What? We should do EU. It's already we should do EU. Let me jump over here.
Gargar's a great player. I think we put a nail in the coffin with that one. Like, he's gonna perform well. He was amazing to watch. Yeah. I definitely move over to EU.
Oh, Ismu versus Obabo from day 3.
So I'll be honest. Ismu's a great guy, speaking to him in person. I really, really like Ismu. Ismu as a player in SWC European Cup, watching him perform, it was not until like last year that I was like, dang, this guy he is a good player. Back in like the Antares days where I watched Ismu play in Antares like a lot and he was like pushing it, I was like, I don't like this play style from him, because it was just like you're relying on Antares to just like pop off. And I even think he qualified for Worlds that first time he qualified with the Antares, and I was like, I don't like this. Like, I didn't care too much for like his play style. And then he played really, really well the last time he qualified for Worlds. But this time around, Ismu got knocked down to the loser bracket. So did Obabo. And this is his first match. I think everybody voted for Obabo to win this match. And I think a lot of people would even go out of their way to say, like, Ismu Luxac Obabo? I don't think so. Ismu had Obabo on lockdown like this entire match. There's a reason why it was a 3-0. It's a best of 5 to avoid like maybe someone did get a little lucky and they're not best of 3s anymore. It was a best of 5, and I think Ismu played phenomenally in this very first match. I voted for Obabo. I had Obabo on my prediction list to make it to the final, and I was wrong. I also had Ismu, but
me too. I have both of them. Yeah, me
Ismu
too.
Played amazing here. It was like whatever Obabo tried to draft, Ismu's draft was just a perfect response, and it was problematic for Obabo.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a tough draft too. It's like and also like losing. I think maybe banning out the Julian would be good. I just don't. I say that with a little bit of bias because I have a hard time against Julian. I think he's one of
everybody has a hard time with Julian. I think this is where that bruiser pivot is just so problematic for so many people, and you got to be really careful with your draft. So when I look at Obabo's draft and I see Chandra Veladril, I'm not going to complain. I think Chandra Veladril are great. But when I look at an Ethna, my first immediate thought with an Ethna is if Ethna doesn't have the team under control, Ethna is a unit that's easily dealt with.
Yes.
Like, it's very easy to kill it. No one looks at an Ethna and be like, oh my god, what am I going to do? I can't kill this. Like, everybody can kill an Ethna. But the problem is if she's stunning, if she's, getting all this turn cycling, setting up defense breaks, then you take advantage of the defense breaks with your 3 other units. Obabo wasn't doing that. Yeah. And he was able to strip things, and then Oliver can be really oppressive. There's a fire monkey on the other side of the field that is eating up those Oliver turns here. And again, we're looking at an Ethna can be easily dealt with. Even Oliver can be easily dealt with as well. And just Obabo got nothing going for himself. These bruiser pivots are so important that when you open a draft, you honestly have to. And this is I think again why Chandra Veladril Cigar is so good, because those 3 core units, if that was your foundation, you could pivot into taking turn 1, and being oppressive. Or you could pivot into being bruiser, and your other 3 units are easily complemented with your 2 bruisers that you drafted, especially if your 2 bruisers are Fire Monkey King and Julianne.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you're looking at this game, and even taking out the Julianne, it's like the Monkey King can just kind of deal with everything here. And I've seen a Monkey King crit out of water enough to know that he can take down a Chandra. Lil's Cobra says Stoic's voice was artificially created to be perfect for broadcasting. So nice.
Thank you.
You do have a great broadcast voice. That's very true.
I appreciate that.
Oh, and the cycle out of defense break. Oh, you love to see it. Man, Julian is so complicated. Like nothing sticks to him. Nothing sticks to him. Like he's got pseudo
that proc,
sustain.
because you know how much damage he's gonna do with second skill. Oh, that proc is like so rough.
That is really rough.
Is that the proc that Lux sacked Obabo? I don't think so. I think it made things a little bit easier for Ismu for sure.
If it
but
killed
I just
Chandra.
didn't see Obabo winning that match. Yeah.
If it killed the Chandra instead, then maybe. But like, you know, it's like he's.
We know what the problematic unit is. The problematic unit there is the Fire Monkey King.
The Fire Monkey King. I think the
Monkey
Fire
is
Monkey King had it.
insane.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. I've talked about the concept of like lucky procs and expeditious procs, right? You know, I think that one might have been an expeditious proc. It's like we know that this is gonna go a certain way. Let's speed it up. That's the kind of proc that I think that was.
Yeah.
I think that's where it was. Mad Expert, do a 2v2 and a backflip, dude.
A backflip.
And a backflip. Okay, so that was great.
I don't have the headroom in here.
You know,
my ceiling's a little low.
Stoic could. I fully believe you could. The dance moves.
A backflip?
I fully believe you could. The dance moves I've seen this man bust out, like I fully believe you could flip.
We'll see. Maybe for the world final.
Yeah, maybe for the finals.
Headliners.
If we're going on a
Breaks
boat
neck.
again, if we go out on a boat again, then maybe, you know, it's like.
Oh yeah. Who knows? See you in
was great.
Japan, guys.
See you in Japan. Yanhong. Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, more great. That too, Ismu has a great foundation of LD Nat 5s as well. He's got a lot in the tank. He's got a lot to worry about. And he's got incredible rune quality too. You know, everybody in SWC, you know, you can almost say that about every one of them. They all have incredible rune quality.
Oh, and Obabo playing around with the Dark Monkey King, with the stuns, the death breaks. What do you think about the Dark Monkey King?
I think Dark Monkey King is amazing. I think it's a very good unit. I know Obabo's playing it a pretty good amount, and I feel like more people should utilize it. But I think, again, this comes back to how well is it in responding to bruisers. So I think if you're playing like really fast, dealing damage really quickly, like how do you not? You got to ban out the Fire Monkey King. Fire Monkey King's got to get banned out because like this unit, it's got such a great showing right now. You got to ban out the Fire Monkey King because it's going to be such a tough unit to deal with. Unless Obabo thinks he's got Dak Monkey King and then big damage right behind Dak Monkey King. He's able to, you know, do away with
Just
the Fire Monkey King. He doesn't have to worry about it.
Smack it down. Yeah. Oh, now it's got to be. It's got to be, right? Or is it the Pontos? I think it needs to be the Fire Monkey King.
I think Pontos goes through because I remember Pontos. You know, Pontos comes across like Veladriel, where you proc instant cleanse, everyone's got invincibility, and you're like, oh, cool. That's the game.
That's the game.
You know, bottom left, those big
Pontos
procs.
and Veladriel, the two most impactful Vile procs out of stun. I think. I would say that those are the two most impactful, like specifically out of stun. Like, if you're expecting them to get their turn denied, and then they proc out, like. That'll get you to hit the bottom left faster. Mad Expert, Evan does push-ups. I thought that was natural. Stop, Mad Expert. That's so sweet. Yeah, Estella Maki said I used to do them before Optimism runes were added in my life. Yeah, now it's all runed on Optimism.
All right, let's see this first turn here with Obabo, because obviously Sonia's got to take something out. Will that happen though? Because that's got a lot of writing on the wall in itself. I think he actually goes for skill 2 onto Pontos. No, Cigar. And you know Cigar's going to live that as well. But I think Obabu knew that Cigar was going to live it because a lot of people build Cigar to live a Sonia. And I think right there and then is like okay, I lost this. Because if Ismu was down a unit right here, like obviously he would have had his immunity still up on his Veladril, even though it procced the Heigang. Taking your opponent down a unit immediately at the start of the game, I think Obabo in great positioning.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the best violent proc in the entire game.
The best violent proc had a stun. Literally the best. It's funny to me that the little bug with Cigar's like positioning hasn't been changed. I don't mind it, but have you noticed that after Cigar uses his third skill, he stays facing the target of the third skill? He doesn't go back to neutral. He like stays facing. Have you seen that?
No, I've never paid attention.
Wait, let's
to
go
that.
back and look. Check this out. Let's go look. So,
oh
yeah.
I saw it move. I saw it move.
So watch this. So right here, right? So he's gonna third skill, and then he's gonna stay facing his target. So you
I
see
wonder
that?
if that's like Slayer intimidation, where it's like.
Is that where he's like looking at you? Yeah, it's so funny. He's the only unit that I know of that does this, but after he uses a skill, he stays facing the target. And I don't know of any other unit that does that. So I think they should keep it, but like it's surprising to me that it hasn't been patched yet.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fine.
I do too.
Now I kind of want to look at this fire. Does the fire monkey look at Sonia? Looks at Sonia.
See, they go back to
turns
neutral, and then they go back to neutral. I've only ever noticed it with the Slayers.
All right, I will say that's very fortunate for Ismu to go from stun proc, Pontos, and then eliminating Sonia immediately. I do think without that proc, Sonia probably dies because Fire Monkey King again getting a turn here, so that would have been a dead Sonia now. But this is a defense broken Dak Monkey King right now, and he did get a proc here. But that stun would have never happened. I don't know.
But not an impactful proc, that's for sure.
That's actually you know what? This is a procy match here for Ismu because that proc allows him to get third skill back up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's why you ruin him on violent.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'll let Obabo have the second round here because of Ismu, but because do the procs still allow him to win the match? I know it definitely doesn't. It doesn't do Obabo any favors now that he has this immunity backup already. That he lost the Sonya so quickly. But I do think Fire Monkey King again. It's a problematic unit. Is Dak Monkey King, Veladril, and Heigang enough to get rid of Fire Monkey King? I will stand here and say no. I will.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. And let's pause it for a second. If Yan Hong were in here instead of Pontos, would that be better? Or instead of the Fire Monkey King? You know what I mean? Because it's like I think maybe. So actually, if the Pontos didn't proc, the monkey would have had glancing. Says Kenry.
Yeah.
Look at that. So. Maybe the ban should have been on Pontos, but it's maybe easier to say that with hindsight. You know, you can't really evaluate something with hindsight.
I mean, personally, I feel like you look at Obabo's draft, and we're not showcasing a ton of damage. I know we have Sonya, and I know we have defense break stun from from Dak Monkey King, and I think that's enough of a foundation to handle a no damage Ismu. So if the ban was on Fire Monkey King, your worry is that Yan Hong cycling third skill, healing up too much, and you're not able to get something going. I would understand that, but I think Fire Monkey King again was just not responded well enough. Like you gotta do something about this unit. It's bringing way too much to the table.
Yeah, it's not being given quite enough respect. I mean, you can almost see the Fire Monkey King picked right now, to be honest.
I was about to say, like, how do you not draft a Fire Monkey King right now when you're looking at all the stuns that he's bringing to the table? Like, I think you do just slam Fire Monkey King, and I don't think Obabo can let it through. Unless your intentions, defense break, Han kills, but he changes it up. Now I'm giving full credit for Ismu for changing it up and not even bringing back Fire Monkey King, unless he takes this Water Ryu back and goes Fire Monkey King, and he doesn't. So, like, still, Fire Monkey King was not addressed for 2 matches. Fire Monkey King went to town. Procs or not, I think Fire Monkey King wins out that second match. And in this one, I look at Obabo's draft and I say, I think Ismu loses a unit, and I think Obabo has his best chance at winning right now.
Right, and Ismu is set up to lose potentially 2 units if this Sonya actually can kill something. Oh, not quite. Not quite enough.
Stays alive. So there's enough rune quality on this Gianna. It's fast enough. It's got the HP. It lives. You know, like, how can you look at that and think like, like Ismu, like well done, dude. Like it's amazing rune quality behind it. We get a double despair stun. That's very, very fortunate for Ismu, not fortunate for Obabo. But again, he needed to kill something with Sonia so that he actually got something going.
Yeah. How do you feel about Sonia right now? Do you feel like too many people are building with her in mind for her to be useful?
So I think in high-end ATA, Sonia's not having a great showing. Too many people are prepared for it. I don't think people are even, in high-end ATA, I don't think people are even bringing things like anti-Sonia, just heavy defense. I think there's just a lot of HP, and everything's built so fast that Sonia's just not one-shotting stuff. So when people are in lower ranks, Sonia's feeling way more toxic because people don't have that rune quality behind their units, that it's so easy to throw a swift crit rate build on Sonia. Sonia's like smashing things in low ranks because like there's no rune quality down there. You know, it's very easy to get 300 speed. It really is. Like a lot of people have that. Like I remember the talk of like, how many 300 speed units can we find? And like, and you just go through like searching people's like accounts, visiting their islands, and you're looking like, how fast is their Bernard? We did it! It's a 305 Bernard. Everybody has 300 speed everything now. Like this is today's Summoners War. Welcome to it. And I think higher in ATA, Sonia's struggling up there, and it's almost becoming a dangerous pick in my eyes, where it's just like, if you're not taking a unit out, don't draft out. If that was like a Daphnis, we'd be singing a different song. It would be a defense broken, murdered by Daphnis. Maybe if Han was getting his skill 3 off and killing things, we'd be singing a different song. But I don't think Sonia's the play in high-end ATA. Too many people are prepared for it.
Yeah, I think like maybe she's kind of on her way out. She has a lot of clauses on that. You know, it's like you can ignore defense if you're, you know, if your attack is greater than their defense. You know, you should get glanced on if you're faster. It's like there's a lot of clauses that need to be satisfied. Also, is that I can't tell from here, is that the water or the dark devil maiden at the end of this draft?
That is water devil maiden.
Okay. Wow, cool. That's awesome.
I like this unit because I tried to showcase a little bit of water devil maiden myself, and it's a unit that you probably have to build on Swift because you're like so you get to what's the trap? You put it inside the suitcase and it slowly takes damage, and putting threat state on a target, right? You get to grant threat state on somebody, on an ally.
Yeah, reminds me of Jogun's scroll trap. I remember that.
Exactly, yeah. And then your skill 3 absorbing attack bar. We love that. I think this is a very, very good unit.
Yeah, she seems cool. The water bag girl. That was her in development name. I remember that was Bag Girl. Before they came up with what her final name was going to be, it was Bag Girl. They knew the bag was going to be a thing before they knew what the theming was, I think. So I still call her.
Well, I don't think she had a great showing in this match right here, because again, like Ismu played really, really well up against 2-2.
Yeah, maybe not, but still we admire it. And there's Sean, or not Sean. I always call Cigar Chandra. There's Cigar looking the same way that he targets again.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's so funny.
Every time.
I'm gonna be looking at it a lot.
Let's see let's see what happens when if it changes where he's facing based on who he attacks. It looks like you see what I'm saying? Where it looks like he stays facing whoever he attacks. Oh no, I guess that one resets him back to default. But the third skill is what does it.
Yeah, third skill, he'll look at him. One more thing about Sonia. Sonia had a way better performance when they were bringing her with attack buff. Adriana Sonia, still something to be very, very careful with. That will kill units. Attack buff Sonia, especially attack buff, speed buff Sonia, she's killing. She's
anything.
Killing.
Anything is killing.
That's the show. You know what I mean? So unattack buff Sonia, I don't think we should be drafting unattack buff Sonia, especially in high-end ATA. People are just way too prepared for it. They're way too good. Units are just scaled up so much better. Sonia's not killing.
Even if they're not like built on the defense to ignore the ignore defense clause, then they've got enough HP to survive. Yeah, you're entirely right. I was going to shout out Adriana. I really like that monster. I've been picking her a lot this season, and it turns out those 3 buffs are just like absolutely incredible. Speed buff, attack buff, immunity. Like, she is way better than she looks on paper, and she doesn't look that bad on paper.
Do you remember when Jogun was super, super good? When he was strip third skill? Was it attack buff,
and speed buff? Dude.
He was broken. He was broken. That was so I haven't like easily gotten G2, and that's when, because it was the last 2 weeks, or last week, I pulled Jogun during a Discord online event. And when I pulled Jogan, all I said was, I'm relevant again.
I'm relevant.
And I went from a struggling C3 straight into G2 because of Jogan, and it's because of speed buff, attack buff. Adriana is that good, except that was a strip.
Yeah, a strip.
Speed buff, attack buff.
And he could
Adriana's
remove a
just
unit.
attack buff.
And he could take a unit
Yeah.
out of the picture. Like, so
Jogan
good.
was wild.
Jogan was crazy. I don't think he's bad now. I actually think that like people really just fully wrote him off after the nerf. I still think he's decent. Actually, I still think Scroll Trap is pretty sick. The attack buff on skill 3 is still there.
He's
anti-bird.
niche, is what I would say. I think there's drafts that it's like, oh crap, they drafted a Jogan here. Like, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Where you weren't expecting it. These are he goes in that list of like, you surprised your opponent and it was a very, very good pick there. You know?
Yeah.
Like I will never call Jogan a bad unit.
I think if I pulled one, I'd probably use him. I'd probably bring him with something like a Masha or like with a Dominic, something like that. I think that would be kind of sick to see. But yeah, like you said, he's more niche. Before, he was actually an auto win. You know, we talk about a lot of units. I think he's actually up there with Dominic when he did like 300% attack. I actually think he's up there with like pre-nerf Cocky. You pick a Jogan, like a pre-nerf Jogan, and you would just win the game. Like there was like nothing you could do. It was actually a crazy time for the Summoners War RTA meta.
Dude, I think that's a great video. We're talking about pre-nerfed units. Who was the best?
God. Yes.
That's a really good video.
Wait, let's do it. We should do that.
Insane pre-nerfed units where it's like no one wants to remember those, or some people want to remember those days where it was disgusting.
Can you remember that? Let's do that together. That'd be really fun. That'd be actually
Send me a
super cool.
message.
Yeah, send me a message. Write that down. Write that down. We'll do it together. Snoop Bar said, speaking of Sean, did you see that Sean B got the Dark Gojo? Oh, dude, that's awesome. I know Sean's a big JJK fan too, so that's awesome. And so did Panda, Come To Us Panda from that summon session, but it was after we stopped the stream.
You want to know what Panda's missing? Is Gianna.
Yeah. Michael, write it down. write that down. It's so funny. Okay, so let's go into this. So Ismu already drafting the Juno and the Veramos. Oh, I love Bella gameplay. I love watching Bella.
I know, Bella's hyper aggressive, especially when you're going to be bringing a draft style like that, where it's like Bella can really, really perform there. Ismu's drafting Interrupters. We got Veramos, we've got Juno. And I love that Tutu went with this Camilla here, because it's like, would Chow be better? I think so.
Chow might be better. Chow
but I think Camilla's like one of those units. Slam in a water unit. Going to perform really well here.
I actually think Chow would be better here.
Yeah, I think Chow would be better here.
Oh my God, some more suggestions for that video in chat right now. Pre-nerf Gurkha, pre-nerf Ganymede.
Oh my God.
Pre-nerf Shizuka. I actually don't think was pre-nerf Shizuka Gany level? Was pre-nerf Shizuka pre-nerf Gany level?
I don't think so.
That's hard. That's hard to say.
I mean, you could even say pre-nerf Ragdoll 20% attack bow was just pretty insane. Because a lot of people today will say, like, what's the best LD Nat 5? Especially when we're talking about bruisers, Ragdoll. Ragdoll is the best LD Nat 5, especially when we're talking about bruisers. Talking about, like, being behind the ball. Ragdoll is number one, so 25% during a, maybe we won't discuss during the crit rate bug, but the Ragdoll looked really good when we had a crit rate bug going on.
Dude, the best era of Summoners War. Let's bring that back.
I know. That's pre-nerf Summoners War. Pre-nerf Summoners War, the best era because 75 crit rate was crit rate.
Dude, I could see the video title now. The time Summoners War got nerfed. The whole of it was the crit rate bug. That's awesome.
Now you have like 95, 98 crit rate. Nope.
Won't do it.
Nope. Yeah, JMac, will 95 or 98 crit rate do?
No, dude, you miss. I've got 97 crit rate on Magnum, and he misses.
JMac missing crit in SWC. I am sorry.
My P-Sama's still hurting.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Too bad we didn't have pre-nerf Summoners War.
Man, Bella is gone. Look at that. Bella just faded away.
Ugh, wild.
So I think we could probably say that Ismu Ismu is a player to watch. What do we like? We kind of were able to quantify what we like about Gargar's draft, and I wanted to see if we could do the same thing for Ismu. What do you think about? What do you think it is that that defines Ismu's drafting style or his play pattern?
So I really like how Ismu is responding with counter picks, but then not just that, he's bringing in excellent bruisers because the synergy of Ismu's drafts are very, very good. He is supporting it from stat to finish, where he is countering, and then he's dropping in the correct bruisers where he needs them. And his pivot is where Ismu's strongest point is right now. So in a position where a player has to pivot, Ismu's getting an A+.
Yeah.
If we go back to Gargar again, for people who are just stepping in, because we did watch Gargar in APAC, Gargar, he was nailing the role of making your opponent think and having no ability to predict whatsoever. If someone sat 5 units in front of you and you said, I have to play these 5 units, how would you draft? You would probably make a perfect draft. Gargar gives you no shot in this game at figuring out where his mind is going, because of how well he's able to manipulate his drafts, bringing out whatever he wants, it feels like, dropping in LD Nat 5s that you were not expecting to play. You know, you were expecting Gargar to have a Gianna, to play a Gianna, and he was not doing that. Gargar gave zero prediction for his opponent, gave him zero room to breathe by making his opponent always think that's exactly what Gargar did. And that's what you have to do in a tournament, is don't let your opponent predict anything. If they know you're a Gianna Ragdoll player, if they know you are a whatever player, don't let them, title you as what you're going to bring there. He's making his opponents think. And Ismu in the draft is just pivoting to where he is synergizing his team so well. These are 2 amazing guys we're looking out for in SWC in 2 different regions.
Yeah, you don't want to make the opponent's homework too easy to do for him. It's like, and Robo, you're so funny, dude. I don't even think it's that much of a glaze, man. I think it's great. I think that was well said. That was definitely well said. Yeah, you don't want a label of Gianna Ragdoll or X monster, Y monster, to just define you.
For instance, I freaking love this man. Every time he's in SWC, I'm rooting for him. A lot of people rooting for him. Topa V, he is labeled as a Yan Hong user. You know what I mean? We're expecting Yan Hong. For the longest time, it was Gani Hathor, Yan Hong. And this is just what he's labeled as. And then people go and they prepare for it. And then I hate it. I hate it, Evan. I hate it so much. But he comes to SWC and then he justifies it. Don't justify it, Topa V. Keep them guessing. Bring some fun stuff and really try to curveball your opponent. Because when they label you and then the label becomes true, that doesn't do you any favors.
It becomes too easy. Oh, Zeratutu living up to his name and bringing the Zeratu.
Love that.
That's funny. He's on my shirt, actually. Zeratu's on the back of this shirt.
Oh, we could have wore the same shirt. Frank.
I love this shirt.
Shirt.
I love this shirt. Betty's blushing now. You're so funny. So Ismu bringing the Han and the Yan Hong. He's got a good diverse draft. He could pick a water monster here and just do one of each element. That'd be kind of sick.
He could. I don't know what he does here, though.
Oh, Juno.
Well, Juno for a Volantis makes total sense.
Yeah,
but does that showcase a Juno ban with a Volantis ban? I don't know.
It's hard to say because I think the Zeratu actually can still dispatcher pretty, with a defense break from the Etna into a few big hits from a Zeratu. I think he could probably do it, but that might be what he's thinking. The only thing is that he needs the defense break, because if she doesn't have the defense break on, oh yeah, that was what he was thinking. Okay.
And of course, Elite for both players.
Yeah, interesting draft from both. The Yan Hong, I'm expecting that Ismu would take this one, having a Yan Hong and a Han. Too.
Yeah.
You got some cool stuff
well,
there.
He's boosting up his Ciara with Yan Hong, gets the stun, almost dead Ethna, putting your opponent at a unit deficit immediately into the game.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, but he is able to cleanse. Light Unicorn, again, getting more action. 2-2 bringing it this time, where someone in, was it APAC that we saw drafting it, I think?
Did it do a little heal as well?
Yes.
It does a little
Yeah,
thing.
it's a team heal. It is a team heal, because Amelia is selfish. Amelia heals herself, where Eleanoa heals the team.
Yes. Yes. Eleanor. Those are. I always get those
Eleanor.
confused.
Yeah.
I always get those
Same.
confused. Eleanor, Eleanoa, and then there's one more. Eludia. I always get those three confused because there's a few like naming conventions in Summoner's War. Like, there's Grego, Gorgo, Grogan, Gurkha, they really like these certain name schemes, and they do it all the time.
Even when it comes to the live show, I'm probably still gonna mix up Eleanor, Eleanoa.
Me too, actually.
That's
Me
life,
too.
man.
Yeah, that's life. I'm gonna do the same thing. I can't remember which one is which. The only reason I know is because I really want an Eleanoa. It's the only reason I know. I'd like to bring the two
Chandra?
LD sisters.
I'd skill one. I think he skill ones. No sense in throwing. He's debating it. He does go for the bomb.
Interesting. I guess just get skill 3 back faster? Is that what he's thinking?
Well, he's going to get that skill 2 up no matter what, and there's immunity left on the field right now, so it's not like the bomb would have been relevant in the first place.
Yeah, very true.
And then just Yanhong being on the field right now, it's that heal that, like, even Obaba was really worried about. It's the turn cycling, it's the healthy units all of a sudden. And then Yanhong even deals a lot of damage with second skill. Yeah, it's a tough unit. I totally understand why Obaba didn't want to play it.
She's your damage, your sustain. She's your turn cycling. Super cool monster. Like, for a 4.5 star, right? Like, for a 5-star of a 4-star family, absolutely incredible unit still to this day. That's crazy. Super good unit. And he got it, and he took the whole thing with that. So that I think that's
3-0 the entire way.
That's a good look at 2 of the players to keep your eye on going forward, right? Between Ismu and Gargar. Do you want to maybe like transition over to playing a little bit of RTA right now, Stoic?
I would gladly, especially because I am happy with what I'm playing, Evan. I'm having a good time with what I'm playing, and I love to say that because I was struggling. I've been struggling for a little bit, where I was not super happy with playing my Chandra Vela Cigar, and then not just responding well to people's drafts. My pivots have been off, and then I even tried doing some. I was calling it roboic because it was
Stoic and Robo.
Yeah, and so we stopped playing robos because it wasn't for me, man. It's such a tough play style where I was not pivoting correctly with the turn 1, but it did open my eyes for things that were really good going up against robos. So in a way, it still helped me, even though I didn't play great.
Like you took something from it.
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? I learned from it, and I think that's really important. For instance, we've got clearly a turn 1 player here. He's taken turn 1. There's not much I can do about this. I think what I will do is still offer the Vela. I think Vela's super good, but I am going to go double fire, which means I think we should be wary that there's a potential slamming of water here on the end. Like if he goes a water damage dealer right now, there's okay. I think he goes double water, like already. Oh wow, that's so strange that he would bring something like that. That's
He's trying to snipe. He's trying to do like a big snipe right at the front.
Yeah, he's trying to bring a lot of damage here, and I think we can do something about that.
What's going on, dude? Said, Evan, I wanted to RTA with you last week, but I missed the stream. I was so sad. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Don't worry. I'm down to do that.
Oh my God, this is too fire heavy. I can't do that.
Wait, no, you can do it. He only has one question. He only has one option left. Do it. You can do whatever.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this.
He has one pick left. Although I do think that this is probably a little bit better because he actually has some multi hits between the Yanhong and the Narsha. So I think this is actually better.
Yeah. I was like, that's too much fire. I can't just drop in a Leica because I was like, Leica. There's fire Gojo. I was like, I don't know. Dude, this is getting a lot of action. Water Ivor, or AKA Britta, the Britta filter.
Britta filter.
She's getting action. And even though I don't think she's a consistent unit, a lot of people are pushing her.
She's the one that gives you different buffs at different intervals, I think. She unlocks different things at different runing intervals, is that right? Like if she has a certain amount of... Evan. She has this... Yeah, so she has like a... I think her passive says like if her attack is this, if her defense... Something like that, you know? If her speed is this high. And interesting that it's seeing a lot of play. It sounds like kind of a stat-hungry monster.
Yeah. Oof, big defense break. Big second skill. He does get the kill. Good for him. I'm gonna push for a dismount so we can lower his damage, and that's gonna help me a lot. I'm not too worried about our Vela, so we'll be fine there. AoE despair stuns, I'm welcome. None.
I'm welcome. Thank you, me.
Go ahead and throw up this.
His
So eliminating Narsha, I don't think he'll have the damage, but we'll see.
Oh, cute little proc out of stun. So now do you just work on the Yanhong? Do you want to work on Oliver? What are you feeling? Like maybe
I think I want to work on Oliver because I think Oliver is going to be the problem soon. Because if I lose my immunity and he has a window, that could be a very dangerous.
Man, Chandra just doesn't stun anymore.
And proc. Oh no, don't proc again! I don't like that. That's bad.
You know how we get when our passives trigger, you get like the passive pops up above the monster. I would like to see the rune pop up when it's a rune effect proccing. So like for instance, you could differentiate between a despair stun from a Chandra and a native skill 1 stun.
A violent here would be phenomenal. Ah, that's amazing.
This is helpful to hear what you guys think about when picking certain monsters. Oh, Michael, dude, I'm glad to hear that. That's exactly what we like to try to, put out there, what we're trying to evoke for people. We're all here to make each other's RTA games better, right? We're
exactly. Charge vitality. He's going to cycle out of the defense break. Oh my god.
Oh
that
no.
Unit. So
Wait,
good.
But he's optional. Miles is optional at this point. We don't need him.
Yeah. Yep. What he said.
Check out this stun. Oh. I forgot he doesn't do that anymore.
Oh man, this is my opportunity to proc for a big defense break.
Oh,
there.
she does.
Because if we had procced, we would have been able to capitalize on it.
She
So
actually-
finally, despair stunning. Dude,
does-
I have received none.
So, like, I'm noticing that the Ivor deals not insignificant damage. That's a double negative, but I think it kind of illustrates my point. Are the
Do I win
push-ups
here?
making a comeback? Maybe.
Do I win here?
Oh yeah, you win. You win. Check this out. Watch this. Boom. Crit. Kill. Skill 1. Stun. Yeah. Let's go. That's
Back
what I'm
into
talking
third,
about.
slowing him down,
That's what I'm talking about.
pushing in front of him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Defense breaking water.
Let's
Smash.
go.
Okay,
Come
that's
on.
fine, fine.
Boost. Start emoting.
Oh, I don't have emotes on.
So 100% more attack, removes beneficial effects, damage reduction when meeting attack speed and defense stats. Interesting. So she has built-in damage reduction, she's got strip, and she gets more attack. So she
good,
gets a
we're good.
lot. She gets a lot of benefit from that. We have time for one more if you're down. I'd love to see another
Yeah.
G1 Stoic game.
Yeah, G1 Stoic. It's the pretty good Stoic, not the terrible Stoic.
It's a pretty good Stoic. It's the great Stoic. This is great. Extremely stat hungry. Yeah, that's how she feels. Athena Gartley says, very stat hungry, but can be pretty decent. I see why she's getting play, because not only did she seem like good utility with all those strips, but like towards the end, she was pumping out some pretty serious damage on Chandra.
Okay.
Because I didn't realize why the guy wasn't scooping before, but now I realize. Yeah, the salty brawler. I see that. Yeah, that's. Usually I don't jive with units like that, but she seems good enough to maybe be worth the effort.
So he's gonna go double wind. This is still a Saga draft here. Do I potentially bust out a Haygang right now? I don't know if I want to go immediate Haygang just yet.
You could also do Fire Monkey King.
I was
or-
gonna say, but I don't want to go double fire already.
It's better than double water to me. You know what I
think
mean?
Ragdoll is pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
At least
in this
we have a
position,
defense break with him.
from this position, I definitely think that the double fire would have been better than double water, but I think Ragdoll's a nice middle ground.
Yeah.
You got
Because
this
we
guy
have some
thinking.
other units we can. Yeah, we're definitely making them think.
Ooh, oh,
Dumont is very
Federica.
good.
That's wow. Funny timing, Michal. You said Federica, and then immediately Lad picked the Federica.
Okay. Both of those units are super, super good. His lack of immunity makes me think like this is very good. And then that being said, like we're not showcasing a ton of damage where he is.
You could also
showcasing
Rika
it.
this guy.
I'm gonna bust out with that.
Pater.
Because I have my Chandra deals damage off first skill. We have Veladril built on crit rate. We've got Patter also built on crit rate. We're providing 1 defense break. But as of now, I think the ban is Vela. And this is super dangerous with him showcasing 3 things that can remove units very, very quickly and efficiently. The most
are you banning
problematic
Doman?
unit to have to worry about. Now, you know what? Doman's very good. I want to get rid of the Doman, but I think Frederica stands as probably the better of the units. And you know what? This worked out for us because I thought Veladril was going to be the ban. Let's the Veladril through. I'm going to bust out with some... Did we go accuracy? No, because I actually built everything with appropriate accuracy.
You can go.
And our artifacts only do us more favor.
You think an HP dark defense gives you more?
I thought about it, but I decided to go with some HP here. Because I think Veladril is going to be the focus for him to use his, not just Dumon, but the other unit as well.
Okay.
I'm going to push up
Big
this so I can get my immunity off.
yeah, and then immunidade. Nice, good job.
Let's just hit this. I want to test out. Okay. Because he has the skill 2 into skill.
Yeah,
3.
he's gonna have to karma. Did it get cut? By the way, what just happened there?
I don't know. Ciara went in front of the karma for some reason. Well, no, wait. Everything went in front. His cigar.
Yeah, I was like, wait. I don't know if I've seen that happen before. I thought it was.
So now I'm pushing him because I don't know. Do I live this?
Look at the damage you just dealt, by the way. Look at the damage you, dude. That is crazy how much damage. You lived by a sliver with your Pater, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he had to. Wait, so now he has to kill Patter or else I cleanse.
Yeah, wait. This is great. This is actually the best case scenario. Yeah. Oh my God, you lived! And you lived!
Oh my God!
No way, dude. The 1 HP.
Here.
You still
Let's go ahead and
live.
throw this down here.
Why are your emotes off? Oh my God.
Let's get rid of this. We gotta get rid of this. I can't have it go off. You should hit Ragdoll. I'd love that.
Dude, he should hit Ragdoll. He'd die.
Okay.
You know, Hiroshin was in chat earlier at Stella Maki. That could be it. Wow, he cannot get rid of this Pater.
Violent proc. Strip.
Oh my goodness.
Here. Skill 1.
Dude, just stay in the beast form for little heals, right? You know?
More turns into the beast form, actually.
Wow. Wait a minute. This is so crazy.
So Cigar has a skill 3 available. I was hoping he wasn't going to land bomb there.
You managed to bring your Pater back from the brink of death, though. That's pretty cool.
I don't want to proc, but I need the defense break here.
Oh, that stinks.
So if we get a proc, it's a Ragdoll proc, and that's game-changing for me.
Good investment, though, on the defense break on Ciara.
Yep. Nice.
Wow.
All right, here we go. This is the Violent that I need. If we get this Violent, I think we win. 1.
Skill 2. Oh, you get it regardless. Cute.
Ooh, Stunnies?
Stunnies, please. Yo, this game is incredibly satisfying, by the way.
Oh my God, and we have Reset. Does Reset go on to... It doesn't matter.
Do it.
It doesn't matter.
Do it. Oh my God,
I do nothing,
Stoic!
and we win. Oh. This is such a better version of me, Evan.
This is amazing. I don't know what happened, but like, Man, this is a great thing that you've taken away from the roboic. You know, it's pretty good. Whatever you took from that experience, it's clearly done
Honestly,
great. That was a great
little
draft.
bit of Zabala, like just feeling out Zabala and where I really like with Zabala. That like for this match is kind of what I really like.
Yeah,
But,
that was
dude,
awesome.
It's such a solid core team. Like even how I decided like tune everybody this time around, everything felt really good. And I said it before with the last time I brought Chandra Velajul, Sagar. This is probably the best I've ever ruined and the best I've ever been before.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can tell. And also, man, that game was so satisfying to watch from like a viewer perspective, like from my where I'm sitting. Like that was so cool. And I love that Pater was there at the end. You know, like the guy was trying to kill Pater the whole time and just couldn't get it to work. The Zabala boosting the Velajul to get the immunity at the beginning. Doman never managing to get the Curse of Death. Like that was super fun to watch.
Unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for him, but yes.
Yeah, unfortunate to him, but only one was the fault of accuracy res. The rest was the product of circumstance. You know, the guy physically couldn't the first time. The second time he shouldn't because he needed to kill Pater, couldn't kill Pater anyway, and then the third time he happened to get res. So that was pretty crazy. Like I loved it. And so chat, for folks who maybe weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I did want to shout out one more time that the China qualification match is late Friday. It's 9 p.m. Pacific time. Early Saturday, if you're on a different time zone than us. It's going to be me, Stoic, and Sean B. It's going to be a really fun time, so I hope you guys are there to watch it too. It's probably the first big moment in SWC this year, right, Stoic?
That's right. So we're looking to get our first people qualified for the World Final in Japan. We're talking Lest. We're talking a two-time SWC champion. We're talking Taz, who has an SWC championship as well. We're talking some big names that you have seen in the Legendary Tournament as well. So it's definitely a tournament that you want to catch. It's a really important one. You always want to watch all these finals, no matter what time it is. That's right, my East Coasters. 3 a.m. I'll see you there.
3 a.m. Awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks, Stoic, for playing. This was fun, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Anytime, man. It's a good time.
Awesome. All right, everybody. We'll see you Friday. Okay, everybody? Bye, guys. Oh, and Soul Strike at 2 p.m. Stay in chat. We're going to raid somebody. Bye, everybody.